In this video, I'm going to show you how I fumbled almost 60 Solana, 12,000 US dollars from just a zero point 0.1 and the mistakes to avoid and why I fumbled it, why I didn't hold, and basically what we actually learned from it, right? So we're going to get straight into it. So the first thing I want to go over is actually why I bought this coin. So when I saw this coin came out, it came out in new creations right here, right? And the reason why I actually aped into the coin is because I like the ticker and I like the name. It seemed quite original. I hadn't seen it before. It looked good. So that was one of the main reasons why I aped in. Now, my goal, anyways, for this, it wasn't really to buy and hold. It was more to scalp. So get maybe 1, 2, 3x and then get out. As I was planning to do a zero point 0.1 challenge, and as we can see, invested $20, sold for around $2 profit, which is annoying looking back, but obviously that's in hindsight. There's nothing we can do about it now. The only thing we can do is learn. I'm going to show you some of the mistakes I made and basically why I fumbled this. So currently I'm on the 15-second chart, and I am going to actually stay on this chart just because scrolling all the way back to the 1 second chart would take a long time. But I just want to briefly go over why I actually fumbled this. So originally when I had bought this, there wasn't any volume. So although I like the ticker, everything seemed legit, everything seemed okay, right? They had a decent X, they had a website, everything seemed quite legit. It didn't seem bundled. Insider holdings, as we can see, is 11%, which was quite a lot. That was another reason why. But anyways, so the moment I actually bought into this coin, there wasn't much volume. Now, obviously, we can see on the 50-second chart, there was a lot of volume. And what I had actually done is because there wasn't any volume, I decided to ape back out of it, right? So I jeeted. I got out of the coin and I thought, right, whatever. Now, the other day I actually found out about this website. It's completely free to use. It's here. I'll leave it linked down in the Telegram. You can join down below, and you can see basically some of your biggest fumbles. So these were just some of the fumbles. Nothing, it's nothing much. This was the biggest fumble. So the moment I aped out of this, we can see almost instantly who started buying. So we can see here Cupsy and Waddles ended up buying, right? And as we can see after this, it went up to around 500k before dropping back down to just under 200, right? So what we actually want to learn from this, and the main thing to learn from this, is to hold and have conviction. And the moment I saw these guys selling, I actually went off the coin and I thought, right, obviously, I think we all know who Cupsy is. Some of you guys may also know who Waddles is. Some probably one of the best meme coin traders out there at the moment. And the moment you see these guys aping out, you're probably thinking, right, they know something I don't. They've been in the game longer, the better. So it's probably not good to basically buy back in. And I was considering buying back in at about 50k, but at this point I thought, right, it's probably going to go to zero, as most of these coins actually do. But what we actually end up seeing is it going back up, and then obviously some absolute whales must have bought in here, driving price from 200k to almost 2.4 million. At the all-time height, it was about 5.2 million, which is still really, really good, right? And as we can see, it even went up, almost breaking these highs up here as well. And as we can see, it did actually break them here at around 7 million. Ever since then, it's just been floating at about 2 to 1 million, right? But I actually bought this at 10k, as we can see here, and this was probably one of my biggest fumbles ever. I'm sure there'll be a few more coming. It's just something to learn, and it's to sort of have conviction in the plays. And this isn't my only one, but this is my biggest fumble by far. Almost 60 Solana from 0.1, which is insane returns. And obviously we can't really do anything about it now apart from learn. Did have a couple of more fumbles that bought in at about 16k, went to about 200 and then dumped, but they're obviously nowhere near as big as this one, especially on the fact that I didn't get out even at maybe a million, or even at 300k. I got out almost instantly, and that was just because there was no volume. And my main strategy that I'm using at the moment is based on volume, so we want to see a lot of volume in the beginning, and then hopefully we're aping early, and then see if we can migrate, and then we'll get out after that. But as we can see, this one probably, if I'm being completely honest, probably would not have held anyway to 5 million. Maybe I would have got out around here at around 2 million, but that still would have been insane returns, maybe 30, 40 Solana. So that's just something to remember, and hopefully you guys actually learned something from this video as well. I've actually started using the Nova bot, so my entry could have also been a little bit better, maybe 7k, maybe, you know, 7k would have probably added. And now I've started using the Nova bot, so my entry could have been potentially even a little bit better. Could have maybe got in at 7, 8k, which would have probably gave us another 10, 20 salt if I had held. Obviously I didn't, but that's just something to remember. So obviously, as we can see, I didn't end up aping back in. And the main takeaway from this is, one, patience, and the second is also have your own conviction, have your own mindset. So don't just look what, you know, some of the top traders are doing, is even they can make mistakes. As I was considering getting back into here, but I thought, right, they've aped out, I'm okay, I'm not going to bother. And as we can see, it did end up going back in, and some of them did end up aping back as well. So as we can see here, Kuka, Kai, all of them end up going back into this coin, probably making a few more dollars. And yeah, that's essentially, I just want to show you guys the realities of this. You know, it's not all where you're always making money, but hopefully we will bounce back. I'm planning to do either a 1 to maybe 10, 100 sol challenge, or I can do a slightly smaller, maybe 0.5 sol to 50, maybe to 100 sol challenge. I'm going to post this link in the description as well, so you can actually, you know, check out what you've cheated out of and what you fumbled. And yeah, so that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the upcoming content. It's about to get crazy.